Hey guys, welcome. In this video we're going to take a look at the basics of formatting output strings. Okay, so crank up Visual Studio and let's make a new project as always. Simple console application will do. Click OK. There's our default template. Okay, so once again really delete everything besides system here. Like that, there you go. Okay, so first let's familiarize ourselves with a simple concept. How do we print a value? Okay, I'm going to show you. You're going to type console.writeLine, and then you're going to say here value of x is, and then you'll put a curly brace, a 0, and close that brace. This is the index there, 0. Okay, so that value of 0, that's an index. Within the curly braces, that's a way of writing that value should be replaced with a specific value. Okay, and to that position, stick in a specific value, and that value to be placed there is comma, and say you put a 5, and you close this with a semicolon like that. Okay, there you go. So first, let's familiarize ourselves with this basic concept. So let's give this a build. Okay, of course here if you hit start, remember that basically shows the program and then closes it very fast. So the other option, of course, is to go debug and start without debugging. And it says the value of x is 5. Press any key to continue. And notice that basically this placeholder here, that's the 0 within the curly braces, that's been replaced with a number 5. You see? A runtime. Okay, this is here the runtime. Okay, so let's exit off the screen. Okay, now a common thing to do, of course, is to format output so that it looks, presentable. So let's begin. First thing that we might do is format output using currency symbols. So you're going to put a colon and a C, and then say put something like 25. Okay, that looks like this. So here, let's take a look at the result. Debug and start without debugging. And it says the value of x is, and now it says 25.00, and there's even a dollar symbol that's been appended. Or prepended if it's before it, correct? There you go. So that looks like this, $25. There you go. Okay. Now, here, notice that when you go debug and start without debugging, on the bottom quickly it says build started, build succeeded. So that does the building for you automatically. Also keep that in mind. Alright. And here you see where it says Windows System 32 cmd.exe. That's of course the location of command prompt. There you go. So that's how you format currency. Okay. Now clearly this is not the only way. So here maybe you want to add a comment that we are formatting as currency. So code above formats as currency. There you go. Let's take a look at another example now. We can also format with 4 decimal places, for example. You're going to do console.writeLine, and then this is an example of formatting with 4 decimal places, and now you're going to put within the curly braces a 0, colon, and then a 4, like that. And then after that you're going to put a number. Put a number in there. Okay, say with some number like this. Let's vary the decimal place numbers. They're a little more varied. Like that. Okay, there you go. Change it to say 7 also, why not? There you go. Okay, close that with a semicolon. There you go. So code above formats as currency. There you go. Okay. So here all I'm doing is showing you how to format output as, I'm sorry, not as currency, but as a decimal. I've already done currency. Like that, decimal. Okay, wonderful. So let's go debug and start without debugging. There you go, and you see it says 34.3478, and at this point, now that you've seen a bit of the logic, it might be helpful if you go debug and step into, just so you can see how sequential this is. Okay, so the program, as you can see, is main right here on the call stack. Okay, notice this is yellow about to be executed. Right, print the first, and now we'll go over to the window out here. Let me turn this on. There you go. So that will print to the output. There you go. The value of x is $25. Print the next one. This is an example of formatting with 4 decimal places. And notice that the comments are completely skipped, right? we don't hit the comments with the debugger, as you can see here. Okay, so that's that, and then you can unload this from memory. Okay, so now what we want to do is add another few kinds of formatting. So console.writeLine, and this is an example of formatting with percents. There you go. So put in a 0 and then P like this, and then 10. There you go. And then close out the other brace, and then put in some thing here, and close out the semicolon. Alright, so let's comment this. This is an example of formatting with percent symbols. Magnificent. Debug and start without debugging this time. There you go, and notice that it says 109 point whatever, and then there's a percent symbol at the end. You see? Okay. Even if you make this smaller, let's say it's, that 1.0967. So debug and start without debugging this time. Okay, and notice that, see, in that it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and it's 109.67. Now you've got 10 places with the percent symbol. So clearly what this indicates is the function of the 10 that you see after the P. So say we change that to 2. And debug, start without debugging. Notice that now it says 109.67%, 109.67%. And notice that further it also rounds, right? Because it says 1.0967, then it becomes 109.67, okay? And to see the rounding more vividly, put another 8 there, okay? And debug, start without debugging. See that? Okay, and now it rounded there. You see it's 109.68%. So it moves the decimal the way it's supposed to be moved, and then that 7 is converted, as you can see, into an 8, owing to the fact that after the 7 is an 8. Those are the basic rules of rounding and percents, and remember what this number right here controls, right? There you go, just the same as this 4 controlled the fact that there were 4 decimal places, and the C controls its currency. Alright. Let's do one more here. And now the next one will be formatting with commas and decimals. Let's take a look. So console.writeLine, and now you're going to say this is an example of formatting with commas and decimals, like this. Then you're going to put the following. You're going to put a 0 and this, and then N2, like that. And now remember, as I asked in the previous quiz question, C# is case sensitive. And now put some number in here. Close up the semicolon. Okay. Format with commas. There you go. Give it a build. Now here, debug, start without debugging. And notice how it's been formatted. Basically, you have 23,445,555.99. There you go. So clearly, what you want to do if you want to understand these properly is vary these parameters. You see, if you vary that, say, and you make it a 5, and you go debug and start without debugging. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we know what that 5 accomplishes, what that number there in general accomplishes. Imagine it's X. Okay, same thing with the 2, same thing with the 4, and see here. And that's it for this one. So remember, if you want to step through the code, some people love that. I absolutely love that. So console.readLine or read. It's fine for our purposes. Not that important. You're gonna. There you go. So it looks like this. So let's go debug and step into. And of course, this the thing that this does show us is that the code execution is highly sequential. Okay, there's a definite entry point, main. That's and then this is highly sequential. You see this one line at a time until you reach the end of the program. That's it. There's no guessing here. Enter a value, hit enter, say, and then you can hit that symbol, step into, and it unloads. Highly mechanical and definite. And that's it. So thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you in another video.